Power 104.1, The Source, the new home of Southern Soul, Blues, and R&B, right here in Memphis, Tennessee. I'm Tate Jones on the microphone. Say it with me now. Tate Jones on the microphone. And I'd like to welcome you this afternoon to the Tate Jones Show. Oh, we got a good show for you today. You better stay around. You better listen. Matter of fact, go tell a friend to tell another friend that Tate Jones is on the microphone. And we're live right here in Memphis, Tennessee. We got a great show today. We got a guy that's going to blow your mind. The guy that we're going to talk to today is Signa B. And if you don't know who he is, you'll know who he is before this show goes off. So this is Tate Jones on the microphone. Say it with me now, Memphis. Tate Jones on your microphone. And we'll be right back after these messages to talk to Signa B. Power 104.1, The Source, Memphis' #1 Southern Soul and R&B station. Y'all, I want you to listen up good today. We got a good one here. I'm telling you. He sings, he plays, pretty sure he produces it right as well. So we finna get into the interview right now with Mr. Signa B. Give it up for him, ladies and gentlemen, Signa B.
Yeah.
How you doing today, brother?
In town. I'm doing fine. How you doing, brother, man?
Man, I am doing lovely, and I'm definitely excited to have you in the Power Studios today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh yeah, it's our pleasure. One thing that I like to do since I've been in this radio business is make sure that I highlight local artists. And we've done a pretty good job at that so far because we play the national guys. But I love to play the local artists as well because we want the local artists to be national and global as well, just like the big guys. So I really appreciate you, coming to the studios and giving us some time of yours to explore what you've been doing and to tell the people that may not know you a little bit about you and the people that already know about you, just reintroduce yourself. So go ahead and give us a little background, a little bio about yourself.
Yes, sir. Well, I'm Signa B. They call me the Prince of Blues. I'm from Memphis, Tennessee. I've been all over the country. I'm 34 years old now. And I do a little something called Brand New Blues, where, I bring some youth and some fresh life and some hip ideas into the traditional or the contemporary blues genre as we know of. So right now, I got a new single that's out called Don't Play With My Money. That's doing pretty good. The music video is also on YouTube. And I'm just spreading the love and spreading the blues and keeping the blues alive, to be honest, y'all.
Oh yeah. So how did you get started? What made you want to get into music? Because I know music has a very rich heritage here in Memphis. So who were some of your influences to get into the music? And you're a young guy, so Memphis is known for hip hop as well as blues. So yes, I just kind of want to know what made you transition out. Even if you transition out, what did you start with? Did you start with hip hop? Did you say I'm going straight into blues and Southern soul? Right. What promoted you just to get into music? Period.
You're right on the nail. Memphis is a rich place, a melting pot of cultures, and one of the establishments I went through was Stax Academy, and there I learned about the history of all the OGs or the pioneers like Aretha Franklin, Sam Dave, Isaac Hayes, and just so many of those legendary musicians that went through and set the foundation. And with me learning that, I knew that soul was, of course, embedded in the water, embedded in my blood. So whatever I wanted to jump at, I knew that it was going to have a soulful approach to it. So I started off with singing and playing the guitar. And quite naturally, anybody who learns guitar, you learn from Jimi Hendrix or some of those greats. and Jimi Hendrix is known for rock blues, and I started to learn and without consciously acknowledging that I was learning blues. I was thinking I was just learning rock, you know what I mean? And from there, I learned different styles of rock, where it was folk music or acoustic music. And then with me going out into the world, people was like, you're talented, but like you said, Memphis is known for hip hop or a specific type of genre that's more than the last ones. So with me doing all that other stuff, eclectic stuff, folks was like, okay, well, you just sing on the chorus for now, and then, or you just play a little guitar lick on this rap beat, or we were trying to figure out a way to fit you in because you're a little too out of the box.
Right.
And I received any blessing that I could, and so eventually over time, I did hip hop, I did R&B, I did rock, I did jazz, I did a fusion, but this go around blues, I didn't even choose it. Blues chose me.
Really?
Yeah, man.
I like the way that sounds. That sounds real good.
Yeah, the blues chose me. So, someone asked me, do you got any original songs? And I was so excited to say, man, I got a trunk full of them. I was like, which one you want, reggae, hip hop,
But I tell you what, I know Memphis is known for selling out the trunk.
Yeah.
I remember back in the day, when I first came to Memphis, they used to have those box Chevys.
Yeah.
And they used to have like a fake arm hanging out the trunk. They used to drive around the city. So I know about coming out the trunk in Memphis.
No, you're right though. So I was ready to give him the whole arsenal, and he was like, "Well, just slow down a second and tell me this. You listed everything but blues. You got any blues originals?" And I was like, "Man, you got me on that one. I ain't got no blues." And he was like, "Well, tell you what, you come up with a blues song and see, let's see what happens." And so the first one I came up with was "Don't Play with My Money," and then I just, after sending it to him and sending it to my big brother Al Capone and seeing what they thought about it, getting their honest opinion, it just led me down a path to keep creating more and more and more. So that's where I am now.
Okay. Yeah, matter of fact, I got off the phone with Al Capone earlier this week, and I think you play on some of his music too, correct?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Oh yeah, we got your song playing already. Don't play about money, and I know you play on the Vice Grip.
Yes, sir.
Vice Grip.
Play guitar and I sing on her.
That's right. You sing, play the guitar.
And I produce.
You produce.
Yeah.
Oh man, you like an ultimate package right here.
You gotta be in these times, you know what I mean? Because it's a lot of talent. And
I agree.
You gotta stand out in the mix. You can't just be talented. Sometimes you have to know how to play behind the scene. You gotta be the little guy. You can't just be the big guy. And then when you are the big guy, you understand what those responsibilities take, what those roles take, so you can really value each team player. So it's been many years where I have to take the back road to understand what it takes to make the bigger picture.
I definitely understand that. But now you said something that was key to me when you said Stax Academy.
Yes, sir.
I want you to go more into depth about Stax Academy, because I think that is an icon in the city. I said about a couple months ago, I watched a documentary about Stax, and that got me so excited. I mean, it showed me a lot by being a business person in this music industry and in Memphis. And it goes back to what I constantly say on this station, is that Memphis has a rich music heritage. And by you going to Stax Academy, tell me, how did that influence you to the place that you are at now?
Yeah, that's a good question. Being talented from Memphis, that's a great thing. You stand out from the crowd. But when you choose to enroll in a program that not only acknowledges your talent, but teaches you how to utilize those talents for performing purposes, knowing how to have great social skills on the stage so you can work camaraderie with the crewmen or the fellow musicians, knowing how to read and arrange and produce music as well. So me coming in, like I said, I had already known how to sing and play the guitar, but knowing the history of what those guys, the style of professionalism that they put into creating their music, and not only that, what they were politically or what they were just in reality, what they were going through at the time to create with not just black people, not just white people, with everybody, anybody who wanted to create in the name of soul and making good music. It really showed me that it's not just about being talented and writing songs. It's about, before you got here, there was someone who made this opportunity available for you. So now that it's your turn, what are you going to do with it? and you can do what everybody else is doing, having fun. But I noticed from those guys what makes them timeless and classic is that the music had a meaning to it,
That's right.
and it was also current. So it wasn't just like positive and cheesy. It was right on time with the right lingo, with the right rhythm, and it was just pocket. It just fit. So it really instilled in me how to be a better musician than just an artist, just somebody who has their own opinion about stuff. It taught me how to be more of a student of the industry, of the business, of my performance, so I can know how to be the best on stage too.
Okay, so now at Stacks Academy, that's a high school, if I'm not mistaken, right?
It's a mixture of a high school and a middle school and an after school program.
Okay.
So I went to the after school program.
You went to after school program. Okay, because I was wondering if, just like, once you get to college, once you get to your upper division in high school, you have your major classes that you have to take, and then you have the electives.
Right.
So I was just wondering, how did that work? You got all your regular classes out the way, and then you went and participated in the electives. So, or did they have, like, they required you to take, since it was a Stacks Learning Academy, did they require you to take so many hours of some discipline when it comes to the music industry?
Right. Well, because I went to the after school academy program, I didn't have to take any curriculum type courses.
Okay.
It was all just theory, performance, street corner harmonies, rhythm section, just stuff teaching you about your instrument. But the students who were enrolled in the daytime, they had, math, science, social studies, and then they would somehow, I would never work there, but I know that they would have a balance of between those courses and musical courses, whether it's production or behind the scenes or just straightforward instrumentation and artistry.
So let me ask you this. A couple weeks ago, I had Jay Lake on the show, and he's a talented person like yourself, and he does the writing, the producing, he actually sings and everything.
Yes,
When it comes down to singing and producing, do you prefer one over the other, or?
I guess it depends on the scenario for customers or people I'm collaborating with. It just depends, just realistically, you know what I'm saying? It's like saying when you're hungry, do you feel like cooking or getting some food from ordering it? So it just depends what mood you're in,
Right.
what day it is, and what's the nature of that relationship. Typically, I do like to do stuff organic from scratch. It's just not like the golden rule, but I like to just start from, we have a basic conversation and build our commonalities, figure out how we feel about certain things in life, figure out the rhythm, whatever, or the instrument, or whatever, ground basis, and then we just build from there.
And I totally understand it, because I have talked to some producers before, and a lot of times they say, well, I don't like to listen to other producers or other music, because I don't want to get it twisted into my music, Or people say, well, that sounds like that, because I know growing up myself, of course, I'm quite a bit older than you, I go back to Timberland and Magoo, because
good
you always knew a Timberland or Magoo
every time.
I mean, they just had their own unique sound.
Yes.
And then Miss Ellie was with them too, and she homed it in.
Yeah.
She homed it in. So
producers like those, that's a good thing because they have a unique sound.
Right.
At the same time, it's timeless because it represents their era, and then some people can't recreate it, but at the same time, you don't want it to only fit a time frame. So it has its benefits, and then it has its drawbacks as well. For me, I like to be able to float and just flow in any point of music era. So I wouldn't say that at this moment I have a key signature or key sound, because I'm still learning and I'm still growing and evolving. And I guess when I get to the point where I'm comfortable and I say I done enough, this gonna be it. Y'all take it or leave it then, But right now I'm still learning and growing.
That's kind of funny. I'm laughing at that because have you ever heard of a guy named Sir Charles Jones?
Yes, sir.
Well, he's saying this year is his farewell tour, and that is really, really hard for me to believe that, because he's still a young man.
Yeah.
And I'm like, He said this is his farewell tour. Here in Memphis, we had Charlie Royal, and it seemed like I remember growing up every year they was closing down, but they still open today.
Shelly is still on the mind.
Right. So I don't think about Sir Charles. I mean, he got a lot of good hits, and he got some new ones that we currently play on the station. So I can't see him saying, "Hey, I'm done," unless he said he's not going to sing anymore, he's not going to perform anymore.
Right.
But I'm sure he's still going to do some writing, he's still do some producing.
Yeah, if he's smart, I know he will.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be right back after these messages, and we're going to do something that we actually have never done on the Tate Jones show. We're actually going to have Singer B perform live for us right here in the studio. Power 104.1, the source. Right. So is there anything in particular you want to speak on?
Nothing really. I mean, I like keeping it easy. Like how you doing? You're a great panelist, and you ask some great questions, and the flow is smooth. Did you prefer that I bring my amp because it's in the trunk and I can just bring it and plug into it, or did you want me to plug into your system?
I guess you can plug into this. I don't really know how that works. Do you know?
It should have an input. If it has like a microphone input, I can just plug
Yeah,
it.
it got these right here. You could have got 4.
Go in there, man. So, flip it over there. Bring this a little closer to the Tate Jones on the microphone.
Oh yeah, he can plug in. Yeah, right. Yeah. Plug it to number 3.
Let me turn this down and turn this up. How's that sound you level wise? I'm ready to rock and roll whenever you are. You, sir?
You good?
Yeah, I'm ready. Yeah, I was just gonna test it.
I'll go ahead and test it.
You can play with my heart. Sorry. You can play with my mind. You can play with my emotions, baby. You can play with my time. Yeah, you love playing games. But I don't play about my chains. So don't play with my money.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I want you to get ready for a live performance right here in the Power Studios for the very first time ever. Single B is finna do his thing for you and me. This is Tate Jones. Say it with me now. Here we go with Singer B.
You can play with my heart. You can play with my mind. You can play with my emotions, baby. You can play with my time. Yeah, you love playing games, but I don't play about my chains. So don't play with my money. Don't play with my money. Don't play with my money. Alright, and we'll be okay. You can go through my phone. You can meet all my partners. You can come to all my shows. Alright. You can even meet my mama. You can go through my pockets, but don't go near my wallet. Oh, so don't play with my money. Alright. Don't play with my money. Don't play with my money. Alright. It will be okay. Said you can go through my pockets, baby, but don't go near my wallet. Oh, alright. So don't play with my money, baby. And we'll be okay. So don't play with my money. Don't play with my money. Don't play with my money. Alright. It will be okay.
Y'all give it up for Singer B. Oh, bye. You did that. You did that. And that's the first time ever in the Power Studios we had an artist to actually perform. And I'm so excited about that. And you did your thing. I'm happy with you, brother.
Thank you.
You hear that, Memphis? It's a product of Memphis. Stacks Academy. There's a lot of talent here in the Memphis and the Mid-South. A lot of talent. And this is one sitting right beside me here. He just did his thing. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? June 1st, we're ready. We're ready. June 1st. I've been keeping it under wraps, but June 1st. Write it down on your calendar. June 1st, Power 104.1, The Source. Memphis' #1 Southern Soul and R&B station will be having a birthday. The #1 birthday. We're going to have a big birthday bash, and Signa B is going to be part of that show. So, ladies and gentlemen, y'all stay locked and y'all stay tuned in, because we got more exciting details about June 1st coming up soon. We'll be back after these messages. All right, we can do the final segment now. So if you want to put that up, that's fine.
Yes, sir.
It ain't gonna be long, but we'll take some pictures in a minute after it's over with.
Yes, sir. And we are back for the final segment of the Tate Jones Show with Signa B. Now, Signa, tell me this. I know on social media, there's a lot of fake pages. So every time I bring an artist aboard, I always ask them to give their handles so the listening audience can find you. So go ahead and give your handles on social media so the listeners can follow you. Yes, sir. Well, on my IG, it's Signa Bromfield, SINGA BROMFIELD. On Facebook, it's Signa Bromfield. Everywhere you can search on YouTube, it's Signa B or Signa Bromfield, but I go by Signa B. So you just type that into Google. And also on Instagram, my company is TRE Slowdown. So you might see some posts, a lot of activity from there. But that's it really, Signa B and Signa Bromfield. On TikTok as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, you got the information. You got the information. Y'all heard that talented young man just sing for you live on the air right here. And I want you guys to go follow him. Go support him. Go get his stream. Download his streams. That song, Don't Play With My Money. Now, that's one thing that everybody should be able to know at this point. You know, any women, you know, hey, you can be his friend. He'll take you to meet his mama, but don't you play with his money. Don't you play with his money. Not at all. So we're about to get ready to sign off. But before we sign off, I just want to say one other thing is that last weekend, we had an awesome show at the Minglewood Hall, and I want to thank Memphis for coming out. Power 104.1, The Source, was the exclusive station for the Southern Soul Rising Stars. And Memphis, y'all did not let me down. Y'all came out and y'all sold it out.
Yeah.
We made a big impression on the out-of-town promoter, and we let them know that Power 104.1, The Source, playing this Southern Soul, Blues, and R&B has a major impact not only in Memphis, but around the world. There are other stations that is looking right here in Memphis at Power 104.1, The Source. Matter of fact, I know one specifically in Atlanta that got started because the owner was listening to Power 104.1, The Source online. Wow. Online, yeah, you know. Live 365, you know. You can hear us on, of course, Power 104.1 on the FM dial. You can hear us on 1240 on the AM dial. And if you are out of the immediate listening area, or if you want to listen on your phone or in your office, go to Live 365. You can go to Live 365, download the app and look for us. Or you simply can go to our website, power1041thesource.com, or you can go to our Facebook page. It has a link on it. It's highlighted, say, listen now. Click that link. Follow us. Go write some nice reviews. But again, Memphis, we want to say thank you for definitely coming out and showing up, you know, on Sunday at the Minglewood Hall. There are more events that will be coming to the city that are going to be involved with Power 104.1. We have free ticket giveaways. We have the artists meet our listeners. So we are the people's station. We are about doing things in the community. We are about working with the local and the mom and pop businesses to make it affordable for them to be on these FCC airways. Now, I know a lot of people go online, but to be on these FCC airways, it's a lot of restrictions. So you can't do everything that you do online. So, mom and pop shop, if you want to be a sponsor of the station, if you want to do any advertising on the station, feel free to give us a call. You can reach us at 901-326-1909. That's 901-326-1909. But before we get off here, Signa B, you got anything else you would like to add?
Man, whenever you guys get a chance, make sure y'all go on YouTube, check out my new music video, Don't Play With My Money. Brand new blues, the EP coming to you soon.
You heard it right there for Signa B. This is Tate Jones on the microphone. Say it with me now, Signa B. Tate Jones on your microphone. Power 104.1, The Source. And we're out.